Alright, who did it? Who did it? Who brought that tainted football down to Baltimore? Not cool. Not cool.
You know, I've always been a conspiracy guy. One conspiracy I've started to believe in is that the NFL uses a tainted football, especially for field goals. Why I say this is a couple of weeks ago, Mason Crosby for Green Bay missed 4 out of 5 field goals and even missed an extra point. Last week, he nailed all 4 of his field goals. It's like, what's the difference one week or another? I think there's a tainted football. And I say this because I think sometimes they put in the good football for other teams. Last week, the Atlanta Falcons were winning by 2 points with about a minute and a half left. They're at Tampa's 39-yard line, I think it was. And the prudent play would have been to punt the ball and hem the Buccaneers in at maybe the 5 and make them go 65 yards to get a field goal. But they kick a 57-yarder, and it's good. And, I just don't understand it. Sometimes the ball goes way right, and sometimes you get these long field goals. That didn't happen 5 years ago. I think there's a tainted football in here. Anyways.
I'm watching you, NFL. I'm watching you. Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome to the Week 8 of the 2018 NFL season predictions and whatnot. I'm your host, TBCC, with the beanie that says meow this time, because I have rights and I need to do a little more hat association. And it's starting to get really cold outside. Now, before y'all criticize me what cold is, I grew up in the Pacific Northwest, so sue me. 50s and 60s are cold to me. Anywho, let's get into it, shall we? Last week, straight up going 12-2, feeling really good, having a lot of positive games, very minimal losses. And one of those 2 losses, I'll admit, was a heart-based loss that, honestly, I felt robbed. But I'm not going to get into the debate of the NFL and their rules of scripting and whatnot. I'm not going to get into that because I am a disbeliever in the idea that the NFL rigs games. I refuse to believe it, no matter how many times you show it. Although last week they made it really, really obvious in a way, but almost not obvious. It's hard to be, as a stubborn Ravens fan that I am, to watch a game go that way, having a 17-7 lead, watching that fall apart, completing the comeback, but then the most accurate kicker in NFL history misses his first extra point on a crucial game-time moment. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. But anywho, my heartness aside, I also went 7-6-1 against the spread. Spread picks, I don't think it's my thing. I guess it could be worse than that throughout 7 weeks of the season. But I'm guessing it's not my thing. Or at least, maybe not all the games. A lot of games I take a lot of leaps of faith on, so I gotta deal through the picks that I actually talk about in my vids and see how I do on those. Maybe it's better, maybe it's worse, I don't know. But let's get into the picks, shall we? The first game we're gonna get into is obviously, well, I guess I can't really say obviously based on how these 2 teams have been performing lately. But one of the games that I circled coming into the calendar year, coming into the NFL season, is when Philadelphia and Jacksonville are going to London for a 6:30 a.m. game Pacific Standard Time, which I will be forcing myself to wake up early to watch, because I want to see this game. The Eagles and the Jags. Now, the Jags, a lot of people nickname them the London Jags, because so far they're undefeated in trips going to London, and they go there every year. Or it seems like every year. So, I can understand the difficulty. Right now, this app thing has Philadelphia as 3-point favorites. And I can understand why Jacksonville has looked god-awful since starting out the season 3-1. To the point where Blake Bortles eventually got benched last week in favor of Cody Kessler, who also wasn't that much impressive either. I don't know. Everyone on Jacksonville is a bum, as my boy Gio once said. And now Leonard Fournette's also going to be out again because that dude apparently can't stay healthy to save his life. And now it has been brought to my attention that star cornerback A.J. Boye will not be making the trip either, so it looks like he's not going to be in the game. Which means Jacksonville's highly praised but questionable defense is not going to be one of their shining stars. While Philadelphia also leaving Darren Sproles inactive, which saddens me because I want to see my boy out there. Darren Sproles is one of my favorite players, so to not see him out there, it brings me sadness. But nonetheless, yes, again, as I stated, Philadelphia 3-point favorites, and since this is a neutral field, it does insinuate that the Philadelphia Eagles are better than the Jags, which some would argue, yes, I think so. But Jacksonville, for whatever reason, in London, they just know how it works. They understand, they figure it out, and it makes sense. Now, I can't remember all the Jags games they've played in London over the past couple of years, but I do remember last year against Baltimore, where we're the lack of offense that we were last year. It was just, I guess, again, probably dominant run game, dominant defense, couldn't do anything. I don't know. I don't remember that game. I choose to block it out because, never again. Never again. But, anywho, on this little Yahoo app thing, it has pretty much 73% of people taking Philadelphia, which would be the smart thing to do, but mostly because of their history, and somehow they always get it clicking in London. I honestly like the Jags. They're undefeated in London. It's a dumb idea, and I'm probably going to lose this anyway, but until I see it happen, it's kind of hard for me not to believe it. So, if you're feeling gutsy, which I am, I'd take the Jags. If you're staying safe, take the Eagles, and if you don't know what to do, then you're probably not bet on this game. But they're nicknamed the London Jags for a reason. So, I like Jacksonville, and you're going to get the points anyway, so take that +3. Second game we're going to look at, kind of an under-the-radar game, with two teams who we don't know where they're at or where they're going to go, is when the Seattle Seahawks head to Detroit, where the Lions are 3-point favorites at home. Again, like we're saying, 3-point favorites. On a neutral field, it's an evenly matched game. Detroit is one of those shaky teams where, I don't really understand Detroit that well, to be honest. You got wins against both. You beat Aaron Rodgers, you beat Tom Brady, yet you lose to the Jets, and you lose to, I guess at the time, the good Niners, but no, so it's hard to base on that. Who'd they beat? I don't even remember who they played last week. But, yeah, obviously, since they're at home, they're going to get the benefit of the doubt, the favorites. Seattle is coming off the bye. An offense who, more or less, is average. I have a lot of faith in Russell Wilson. That was one of the main reasons I had them bubbling that around an 8-8, maybe 9-7 team going into the season, because of Russell Wilson alone. I'm going to say, some quarterbacks, they just have it figured out. They know how to run a system, and they know how to keep a team relevant. A la Drew Brees and the Niners, the Saints. When he had crappy defenses, he still kept them at 7-9. That's average. You're average. A good quarterback will keep a team average, which I think Russell Wilson will do. Honestly, like Seattle in this game. The line here, again, the 3-point favorite, it can go either way, really. And Yahoo is pretty much split down the middle. So, I honestly like Seattle in this game. And you're going to get the points anyway. Cody's taking all the underdogs because I don't play by your rules. Take the Seahawks, +3. And for the third game, I think the baby got a hold of my phone and scribbled some stuff on there. Can you guys understand this? I don't think I can.
Pass is caught! Diggs! Sideline! Touchdown! Unbelievable! Vikings win it!
Yeah, I can't quite understand it. Oh. Just hit undo. Da-da. When the Saints go to Minnesota, the Vikings, well, on this thing, are currently even, but I'm willing to bet that the OddsShark website says different. But right now, let's just, for the sake of this, say the Vikings are favored by 1. We'll say that. That's my kind of new rule. If it's evens, it's the home team, because both of these teams are really good. Going into the season, These are two of the three teams that people were predicting would be in competition to win the NFC and go to the Super Bowl. Third team obviously being the Rams. Saints coming off a... I don't want to call it a BS win, but as a stubborn Ravens fan, I don't want to call it a BS win. But I'll hold my tongue for this individual picking. Vikings started slow on the season, but are trending in the right direction. And so it's a balance. It's a tricky game to pick, because on one hand, honestly, in my opinion, the Saints look a lot better than the Vikings. On the other hand, last year, the Saints were 0-2 against the Vikings. Give or take, Sam Bradford, Case Keenum, miraculous plays, whatever you want to call it. Saints with a crappy run game. And that week 1 game, they had no run game. That's when they got rid of AP. The run game came back. Hold my tongue yet again. But now this is a Saints team who is not hiding from anyone. We know they're good, more or less. We know that they can beat good teams, and we know they're better. Their one loss, again, Tampa Bay, no one saw that coming. Ryan Fitzpatrick kind of screwed all of us over. But, hey, I'm a fan of Ryan Fitzpatrick. So that, I'll derive for a little second here. I'm doing a new franchise mode on Madden 18. I'm playing as the Browns. I'm going to rebuild the Browns, and I got Fitzpatrick as a bridge QB. Because of all the veteran QBs that I can get for cheap. I like Fitzpatrick. But that's not here or there. Back to here. Games at home. Minnesota so far has shown that they are the dominant team that we all thought they were. Taking care of teams, no biggie. And the Saints, their pass defense has kind of gotten weak again. They have a great run defense. Not that the Vikings have that great of a run game. I know Dalvin Cook, yada yada, and Latavius Murray have been going off these last couple of weeks. But from this is an eyeball test. This is good old the Max Kellerman eyeball test. They're a passing team. Kirk Cousins wants to air it out to Adam Thielen, who's had 7 100-yard games in a row, which has not been done in the Super Bowl era, I think. I think one dude did 7 games, like back in the 1950s. But that's gotta be impressive. 1950s and you're going 100 receiving yards? That's impressive. But him, and then Stephon Diggs is the unsung hero. Well, the recently sung hero, but unsung hero. In that Vikings passing offense. Treadwell's coming on quite nice. Kyle Rudolph's still a beast at tight end. An unsung tight end, underrated tight end. And an offense that's up and down, but Kirk Cousins is a competent quarterback. You hear me, Gio? Competent. Not good. Competent. But anywho, I like the Vikings in this game solely based on the fact that they're at home. If this were in the Dome, well, I guess they both play in domes. If this were in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, I probably would have given the edge to the Saints. But after a close game like that they had in Baltimore, the Saints are doomed to fall a little bit, and they're going to have to travel from 2 away games in a row. Did they have a 3rd away game? I don't even remember. But, yeah, they're going to have to do some more traveling, going to a Minnesota team who has a better offense. I'll say a better offense than us Ravens, although our Raven offense has improved much. I don't know what the spread is. It'll probably pop up in the odd chart thing, but on here, I don't know. So just take the Vikings. Those are your 3 games. I slide over. We look at this, and I go down. My orders are always out of whack, so I don't know. Here we go. Texans. I know that I'm recording this while the game's going on live, but honestly, if they don't win by more than 7, then I question anything about them if they go to the playoffs. Not worthy. Miami, the team you should beat by a crap ton, and if you don't, then you're just a bad team. I refuse to believe it. Again, if you haven't seen my my tweet, I said that last time we saw Miami, they were blown out 40-0 by not Joe Flacco, Ryan Mallett. Flacco got hurt when the score was only 13-0. So, not like we didn't do all that. Yes, it was the Ravens defense, and yes, they were playing Matt Moore, but are you going to tell me Brock Osweiler is better than Matt Moore? You going to tell me that? I think that one would be up for debate, but I'm not going to debate that. Houston by a lot. Bears, after what I saw against the Pats, I think they should be just fine against the Jets. Sam Darnold's a wild card to me. He's very rookie. Like, he'll have his high shining moments, but then he'll have really crushing lows. He's very rookie. And with the Bears team, who I thought had a good defense, I don't know. Maybe. I think they'll be able to get away with that 7.5 point spread. I think he can. I'm going to take the Bengals as the favorite, but that +5, the 5, I feel like it's really close. I wouldn't be surprised if this turns out to be a +5 of the Bucks, or if the Bucks steal this game even. The beautiful thing about the two ties we've had so far this year is that they've both been divisional games, so we both get rematches, including this one this week when the Browns head to Pittsburgh. Again, in the last, I almost want to say last 4 times, I don't remember the 4th time, but the last 3 times I know for sure, that the Browns and Steelers played, they've been all one-possession games. Given the last couple of times the Steelers have been playing backups, they've all been one-possession games. So I like the Browns plus 9.5 again. I think the Browns keep it close. And Baker Mayfield will do some damage against that Pittsburgh defense, who I still don't think is that good. You can tell me all the statistics you want. I don't think it's that good. I still don't think it's good. Ravens shot in the dark, but I think they rebound. And I'm calling it now. JT is going to have a 60-yard field goal. It would be very NFL. Especially with, come on, Chandler Canizero misses 30 field goals left and right, but then boom, the 59-yard game winner in overtime. Get out of here. Get out of here. I think the scriptwriter will give Justin Tucker a 60-yarder, at least. Or 59. If it's a 59, sue me. Raiders, trash, trading everyone, gone. So much for ACDC. Cardinals, it's a 50-50, but I think the Cardinals are better than the Niners on any given day. And when it comes to games like this, you rely on the best player. David Johnson's the best player from both teams. Again, whatever. You've heard that, and the Patriots. After that 37-5 beatdown, the Colts gave the Bills the Patriots. If the Patriots can't do that, then I don't know what to tell you. There's that fantasy world. Yes, I win both games. Sitting so far 6-1 in the LOA league and 5-2 in the lottery league. So I'm on pace, doing good. But the season's still young and a lot of teams are still relatively close. Teams are catching up. I got a crucial match against Christie. If I don't win this game, then he'll retake the lead for first place. And I got Micah also right behind me. And I think what I'll do after, not this week, but for next week's video, I think I'll start updating this with the records so you can know who's where and how we're going on this. Because, yeah, this is week 8, so by week 9, the playoffs start, week 15 for most leagues? So, yeah, I'll have you updated with that. I got nothing else to say because I always think I have plans here. But, thank you to Gio for the random voice clips I got to use in this video. I had to ask permission because I'm a kind person. And he said yes. Thanks for the baby, because she's awesome and likes to make a bunch of random noises every now and then. And thank you all for tuning in. I shall tell you in the week 9 video, when I'm hopefully slightly bit happier and not as aggressive as I was this week. Meow.
Diggs! Sideline! Touchdown!
Come on, transition.